600 feet of glass and steel, rising from the Seattle center. The Space Needle, a flying saucer from the 1962 World's Fair, the icon of the Emerald City. Edward E. Carlson sketched it on a napkin in a coffee shop in 1959. The architect John Graham designed a tower with a UFO at the top, an atomic-age dream come true. Century 21 exposition, the future was bright and atomic. Seattle welcomed the world with this tower of tomorrow, built in just 13 months. Space Needle, rising to the sky, 605 feet of dreams, a saucer in the clouds, looking out over Puget Sound. Space Needle, Seattle's heart, the symbol of the Emerald City, built for the future, still standing after 60 years. Up, up, the needle rises above the city, above the clouds. The observation deck rotates 360 degrees every hour. Mount Rainier to the south, the Olympic Mountains to the west, Puget Sound stretching to the horizon. Tourists from every country ride the elevator up 41 seconds to the top, where Seattle spreads below, a city between mountains and water. 605 feet of dreams, a saucer in the clouds, looking out over Puget Sound. Space Needle, Seattle's heart, the symbol of the Emerald City, built for the future, still standing after 60 years. The view from above, mountains, water, city. The Space Needle has seen it all. Boeing's rise, grunge's explosion, the tech boom, the future. Always looking down at Seattle, always reaching for the sky. A timeless symbol of a city that always looks forward. The Space Needle, eternal. Space Needle, rising to the sky, 605 feet of dreams, a saucer in the clouds, looking out over Puget Sound. Space Needle, Seattle's heart, the symbol of the Emerald City, built for the future, still standing after 60 years. The saucer spins, the city watches, the needle stands forever, Seattle.
1907, the market began on a steep hillside above Elliott Bay. Pike Place Market, 100 years strong, the soul of old Seattle, the original Seattle landmark. The farmers arrived first, selling produce from wagons. The original public market, direct from farm to city. Seattle's first farmers market. The fish market, the famous fish market. The flying salmon tradition. Workers throwing 30-pound salmon through the air, catching behind their backs, a show that became a tradition. Pike Place Market, Seattle's heart, 100 years of community. Farmers, fishmongers, craftspeople, the original Starbucks on the corner. Pike Place Market, the market that never sleeps, open every day of the year, living piece of Seattle history. The market that defined a city, throw the fish, throw the fish. The market tradition, the original Starbucks, 1971. Pike Place, the green and white logo, the first store in the world, the beginning of a coffee empire. Flower vendors, fresh vegetables, crafts from local artists, street musicians playing. The buskers of Pike Place, the music of the market. Pike Place Market, Seattle's heart, 100 years of community. Farmers, fishmongers, craftspeople, the original Starbucks on the corner. Pike Place Market, the market that never sleeps, open every day of the year, a living piece of Seattle history. The market that defined a city. Market sound, gentle folk, cackling voices, vendors calling. The market comes alive. The gum wall, the famous gum wall, thousands of pieces of used gum stuck to the brick wall under the market. A tradition that started accidentally, now a famous tourist attraction. Pike Place has it all, the market stalls, the fish throwing, the original Starbucks. The gum wall, a Seattle institution. Pike Place Market, Seattle's heart, 100 years of community. Farmers, fishmongers, craftspeople, the original Starbucks on the corner. Pike Place Market, the market that never sleeps, open every day of the year, a living piece of Seattle history. The market that defined a city, 100 years and counting. Pike Place, the heart of Seattle. Pike Place, the heart of Seattle.
Glass and light, color and form, de la Chihuly. The glass master, his garden of glass in Seattle, a museum of light, the Chihuly Garden and Glass. De la Chihuly lost an eye in a car accident in 1976. He kept creating with one eye, built a glass empire in the Pacific Northwest, the world's most famous glass artist. The exhibition hall, the garden, 8,000 square feet of glass, towering installations, sculptures of light, a magical indoor forest. Chihuly, master of glass, from Tacoma to the world, 1,000 colors in the light, reeds, balls, towers of glass. The Pacific Northwest, soul glass art on a grand scale, the garden of glass, the garden of gleams. Shimmer, shine, glass and light, Chihuly's vision. The Persian ceiling, 800 pieces of hand-blown glass, all different, suspended above your head. A Persian rug made of glass, one of Chihuly's masterpieces. The sea life room, the Ekbabana display, glass flowers, glass bowls, glass everywhere, translucent and colorful glass, catching the light. Chihuly, master of glass, from Tacoma to the world, 1,000 colors in the light, reeds, bowls, towers of glass. The Pacific Northwest, soul glass art on a grand scale, the garden of glass, the garden of dreams. Ambient glass sounds, light chimes, crystal, prismatic, the light through the glass. Chihuly's work has traveled the world, exhibitions in Venice, London, Tokyo, but the Garden of Glass in his home city of Seattle is the most spectacular, a monument to Pacific Northwest art, to the vision of one man and the hands of many glass flowers, the Chihuly legacy, glass and light forever. Chihuly, master of glass, from Tacoma to the world, 1,000 colors in the light, reeds, balls, towers of glass. The Pacific Northwest, soul glass art on a grand scale, the garden of glass, the garden of dreams. The light fades, the glass remains, Chihuly's garden, eternal color.
Frank Gehry's twisted metal building at the base of the Space Needle, the Museum of Pop Culture, Mopop, Seattle's music museum, where legends live forever.
The building looks like a smashed guitar, silver metal, sculpted chaos. Frank Gehry's masterpiece in Seattle, originally the Experience Music Project, founded by Paul Allen in 2000. The Jimi Hendrix exhibit, letters, guitars, costume from a Seattle kid who changed music. The world's largest collection of Hendrix memorabilia right here in the city where we grew up. More pop, Museum of Pop Culture.
culture, where Seattle's music lives. Jimi Hendrix, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, the soundtrack of a generation. More pop, science fiction too, Star Trek, horror, fantasy. The building itself is art, a pop culture cathedral. Rock and roll, sci-fi, fantasy, the museum of everything. The Nirvana exhibit, Kurt Cobain's guitar, his handwriting, his lyrics, the Seattle grunge scene, documented in detail where it all began. Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Mudhoney, the grunge movement, all documented here. The Seattle sound preserved. Mopop, museum of pop culture, where Seattle's music lives. Jimi Hendrix, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, the soundtrack of a generation. Mopop, science fiction too, Star Trek, horror, fantasy. The building itself is art, a pop culture cathedral. Distorted guitar, building sounds. Smash guitar building, music leaves here. Paul Allen, Microsoft co-founder, love music, science fiction, spend millions creating this museum. The building outside is art, the contents inside are magic. A place where pop culture is taken seriously, where a kid from Seattle can see Hendrix's guitar, can learn about the grunge revolution, can dream of being a rock star. Mopop, the museum of dreams. Mopop, museum of pop culture, where Seattle's music lives. Jimi Hendrix, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, the soundtrack of a generation. Mopop, science fiction too, Star Trek, horror, fantasy. The building itself is art, a pop culture cathedral. The metal building gleams, music echoes inside. Mopop, the museum of pop culture.
Seattle's oldest neighborhood, 1952 was the founding. Pioneer Square, the original downtown. The Skid Road, the historic heart where Seattle began.
Before the fire, Seattle was here. The pioneers settled this hillside, the white settlers renamed the area. The Duwamish people lived here first, their history is rarely told.
The Smith Tower, once the tallest west of the Mississippi, built in 1914, a pioneer building in the Pioneer Square. The original Seattle skyscraper, now a historic landmark. Pioneer Square, Seattle's beginning. The cobblestones hide the original ground. The iron pergola, the totem pole, Seattle's first neighborhood. Pioneer Square, where history lives. The Smith Tower, the pergola, the original Seattle, still standing after the fire. Old Seattle, beneath the new Pioneer Square, remembers
The underground tour, the Seattle Underground. After the Great Fire of 1889,
The old street level was buried. You can still walk beneath the city. The original Seattle sidewalks, galleries,
antique shops, bookstores, the Elliott Bay Book Company, a literary and artistic neighborhood, coffee shops and restaurants, the bohemian heart of Seattle.
Pioneer Square, Seattle's beginning. The cobblestones hide the original ground. The iron pergola, the totem pole, Seattle's first neighborhood. Pioneer Square, where history lives. The Smith Tower, the pergola, the original Seattle, still standing after the fire.
Soft folk history echoes. The pioneers came, the city was built. Pioneer Square remembers.
Pioneer Square has had its ups and downs. In the 80s it was dangerous.
Drugs, crime, homelessness, but the neighborhood survived. Art galleries moved in.
The historic buildings were restored.
Pioneer Square is now
The historic heart of Seattle, where the city began, where it will always be. Pioneer Square, Seattle's beginning. The cobblestones hide the original ground. The iron pergola, the totem pole, Seattle's first neighborhood. Pioneer Square, where history lives. The Smith Tower, the pergola, the original Seattle still standing after the fire. The totem pole watches Pioneer Square, where Seattle began. Pioneer Square, where Seattle began.
175 feet tall, on the Seattle waterfront, the Great Wheel. Since 2012, the largest Ferris wheel on the West Coast, looking out over Elliott Bay. 42 gondolas, climate controlled, each one can hold up to 8 passengers. Year-round operation, even in Seattle rain, the wheel keeps turning. Views of Puget Sound, the Olympic Mountains in the distance, the Seattle skyline. The Great Wheel rotating 12 minutes per revolution. Seattle Great Wheel turning in the sky, 175 feet of wonder, looking out at the sound, the mountains, the city, the bay. Seattle Great Wheel, waterfront treasure, a modern landmark for the modern city. Turn, turn, the wheel turns, the Seattle waterfront dream. Round and around, the wheel goes round. Pier 57, where the wheel stands, the Seattle waterfront. Piers filled with restaurants, tourist shops, the aquarium. The wheel is the centerpiece. The wheel lights up at night, LED lights changing colors, visible from the city. A beacon on the waterfront, the wheel glows in the dark. Seattle Great Wheel, turning in the sky, 175 feet of wonder, looking out at the sound, the mountains, the city, the bay. Seattle Great Wheel, waterfront treasure, a modern landmark for the modern city. Turn, turn, the wheel turns, the Seattle waterfront dream. Soft mechanical water sound, slowly the bay reflects. The Great Wheel is more than a ride, it's a symbol of modern Seattle, a city that has reinvented itself. Logging to Boeing, grunge to tech, the wheel represents the journey, always turning, always moving from one view to another. The wheel, like Seattle, never stops, looking forward, looking up, the Seattle dream. Seattle Great Wheel, turning in the sky, 175 feet of wonder, looking out at the sound, the mountains, the city, the bay. Seattle Great Wheel, waterfront treasure, a modern landmark for the modern city. Turn, 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 the wheel turns, the Seattle waterfront dream. The wheel slows, the gondola doors open, a perfect ride complete.
June 6th, 1889, a hot summer day in Pioneer Square. A wood stove tipped over, the great Seattle fire began. 25 blocks would burn. The fire started in a cabinet shop, Johnny, back shop on Front Street. The wood buildings caught like matchsticks, fire spread quickly through the wooden city. No water pressure to fight the flames. The entire business district burned, 100 acres of wooden buildings. Only one stone building survived, the brick building at First and Madison, still standing. A reminder, Great Seattle Fire, 1889. The fire that rebuilt the city from wood to stone, from ashes to skyscrapers. The rebirthed the phoenix from the flames. Stone buildings rose from the ashes. A modern city was born. Burn! Burn! The city burned and rose from the ashes. The fire burned for 12 hours, the entire waterfront destroyed. 8 square miles of devastation, but the death toll was miraculously low because so many people were at sea. The rebuilding began immediately, stone and brick instead of wood. The new Seattle rose from the ashes. Underground tours today show the original street level. Great Seattle Fire, 1889. The fire that rebuilt the city from wood to stone, from ashes to skyscrapers. The fire made Seattle what it is. Great Seattle Fire, the city's rebirth. The phoenix from the flames, stone buildings rose from the ashes. A modern city was born. Cracking fire sounds, building collapse. The fire roared, the water failed, stone rose from ashes. The Great Fire was a turning point for Seattle and for fire safety worldwide. Building codes were revolutionized, fire departments reformed. Stone and brick became standard. The fire that destroyed the city also created the modern city. The Seattle we know today was forged in those flames. A phoenix city, reborn from disaster.
Great Seattle Fire!
Great Seattle Fire, 1889. The fire that rebuilt the city from wood to stone, from ashes to skyscrapers. The fire made Seattle what it is. Great Seattle Fire, the city's rebirth. The phoenix from the flames, stone buildings rose from the ashes. A modern city was born. The fire is remembered. The city is forever.
'97, gold discovered in the Klondike. Seattle, the gateway to the Yukon. The prospector's last stop before the gold. The city that became rich from others' dreams. The Yukon gold rush of 1897, 100,000 prospectors headed north. Seattle was the last major city before the treacherous journey, the gateway to riches. The prospectors needed supplies, clothes, food, equipment. Seattle merchants got rich, outfitting the gold seekers. The Seattle gold rush boom. Klondike Gateway, Seattle, 1897, the city that supplied the gold rush. Merchants, outfitters, hotel owners made fortunes from the Klondike dream. Klondike Gateway, the port of gold. Seattle transformed itself, a logging town to a major port. The gold rush made Seattle gold, gold. The Klondike gold, Seattle's golden age. The Esler Way, the original skid road, the wooden plank road where logs skidded down to the waterfront, to the ships from the inland forest to the world. Seattle's first industry, Henry Esler built the first mill. The city grew around it. The streets still follow the original paths. Yes, the way still goes downhill. A history lesson in asphalt. Klondike Gateway, Seattle, 1897, the city that supplied the gold rush. Merchants, outfitters, hotel owners made fortunes from the Klondike dream. Klondike Gateway, the port of gold. Seattle transformed itself, a logging town to a major port. The gold rush made Seattle Suffolk. Gold rush era sound, ships sailing north, gold coming back south. Seattle's prospered. The Klondike gold rush changed Seattle forever, from a small logging town to a major Pacific port. The population boomed, the economy diversified. The merchants became Seattle's first millionaires. Henry Esler, Arthur Denny, the Boren family, the pioneers of Seattle. The gold rush was the foundation of modern Seattle, the gateway to the Klondike Gateway. Seattle, 1897, the city that supplied the gold rush. Merchants, outfitters, hotel owners made fortunes from the Klondike dream. Klondike Gateway, the port of gold. Seattle transformed itself, a logging town to a major port. The gold rush made Seattle. The gold ran out, the city remained, the gateway that never closed. Seattle, Seattle.
William Boeing, 1916. A wooden seaplane on Lake Union, the Pacific Aero Products Company became Boeing, the company that defined Seattle. World War I, Boeing got its first contracts. The Model C, military training planes. Then the 20s, the 30s, mail planes, passenger planes. Boeing grew with the areas and industry. World War II changed everything. The B-17 Flying Fortress, the B-29 Super Fortress. Boeing became the arsenal of democracy, the factory on the Duwamish River. Boeing Warbirds, Seattle's industry. B-17s, B-29s, built by the thousands. Workers came from all over. The wartime boom transformed Seattle. Boeing Warbirds, the home front, Winnie the War Willie. The B-17 wartime Seattle manufacturing might, the Pacific Northwest arsenal. Engines roar, wings spread, Boeing built the bombers. The B-17 Flying Fortress, 4 engines, 13 machine guns. The plane that won the European Air War. Boeing built over 12,000, the workers became the backbone. The women of Boeing, Rosie the Riveter, building warplanes while the men were overseas, the home front heroines. Boeing Warbirds, Seattle's industry. B-17s, B-29s, built by the thousands. Workers came from all over. The wartime boom transformed Seattle. Boeing Warbirds, the home front, Winnie the War Willie. The B-17 wartime Seattle manufacturing might, the Pacific Northwest arsenal. Industrial drums, factory sounds, rivets, welding engines. The factory ran 24 hours. Wartime Boeing changed Seattle. Thousands of workers migrated west. African Americans from the south for jobs at Boeing. The Central District changed forever. Diversity came to Seattle through Boeing's wartime factory. Wartime prosperity created the modern Seattle. Industrial, diverse, growing, the Boeing war years. Boeing Warbirds, Seattle's industry. B-17s, B-29s, built by the thousands. Workers came from all over. The wartime boom transformed Seattle. Boeing Warbirds, the home front, Winnie the War Willie. The B-17 wartime Seattle manufacturing might, the Pacific Northwest arsenal. Engines quiet. The war ended, Boeing moved to commercial jets, but the wartime spirit remains in Seattle.
1962 Century 21 Exposition. Seattle hosted the World's Fair. Atomic Age, Space Age optimism. The Space Needle rose for the fair. The 1962 World's Fair opened April 21st with the theme Century 21, a celebration of the atomic age, the space race, the future. The Space Needle was the centerpiece. The monorail, the Outward Monorail, built for the fair, still running today. The Food Science Building, the United States Science Pavilion, modern architecture everywhere. The future was the theme. 1962 World's Fair, Century 21, atomic dreams, the Space Needle, the monorail. The future came to Seattle. 1962 World's Fair, 2 years before the Beatles. The optimism of the early 60s. Seattle showed the world its future. Tomorrowland, today. Seattle, 1962. The fair brought 10 million visitors to the Seattle Center. A world-class cultural event, the science and Ritz, the space age wonder, the bubbleator, the gateway, the food circus, the show palace, entertainment for the whole family, a vision of tomorrow today. 1962 1962 World's Fair, Century 21, atomic dreams, the Space Needle, the monorail, the future came to Seattle. 1962 World's Fair, 2 years before the Beatles, the optimism of the early 60s, Seattle showed the world its future. Retro pop, fairground sounds, carousel music, optimistic melodies, the world of tomorrow. The fair's legacy lives on, the Space Needle still stands, the monorail still runs, the Seattle Center is still there. Now home to Mopop, the Chigley Garden, the Opera House, the Pacific Science Center, the fair's vision continues. Century 21 never ended, the future is still being built in Seattle. At the Seattle Center, the optimism of 1962 leaves on. 1962 World's Fair, Century 21, atomic dreams, the Space Needle, the monorail, the future came to Seattle. 1962 World's Fair, 2 years before the Beatles, the optimism of the early 60s, Seattle showed the world its future. The fair has long ended, the future still glows. Century 21, forever Seattle. 1971, Pike Place Market. The first Starbucks opened. 3 employees, 1 store, the beginning of a coffee empire. Jerry Baldwin, Zev Ziegel, Gordon Boker, 3 friends from the University of San Francisco, inspired by Alfred Pete's Coffee, opened a small store at 2000 Western Avenue. The original logo, the bare-chested siren from a 16th century Norse woodcut. The name from Moby Dick, Starbuck, the Peckwoods first made a little reference for a coffee shop. Starbucks origin 1971, the first store at Pike Place, 3 friends, 1 dream, the coffee empire began. Starbucks origin, Seattle's gift from a small market store to 30,000 locations worldwide, the Pike Place original still stands. Coffee, the perfect cup, Starbucks. The original store still operates. Pike Place Market, 1971. The original signage, the original feel, a pilgrimage site for coffee lovers, the first Starbucks, still the best. Howard Schultz joined in 1982, bought the company in 1987. The rest is coffee history, lattes, frappuccinos, pumpkin spice, the Seattle coffee revolution. Starbucks origin 1971, the first store at Pike Place, 3 friends, 1 dream, the coffee empire began. Starbucks origin, Seattle's gift from a small market store to 30,000 locations worldwide, the Pike Place original still stands. Espresso machines, milk steaming, the morning ritual. Starbucks made Seattle the coffee capital, third wave coffee, indie roasters, every neighborhood has its coffee shop. The city runs on caffeine, espresso, pour over, cold brew, Seattle lives by its coffee. The Starbucks heritage is everywhere, even in the smallest coffee shop. The city that drinks more coffee per capita than almost anywhere. The coffee culture of Seattle started with 1 small store on Pike Place. Starbucks origin 1971, the first store at Pike Place, 3 friends, 1 dream, the coffee empire began. Starbucks origin, Seattle's gift from a small market store to 30,000 locations worldwide, the Pike Place original still stands. The original store still serves coffee, the dream continues. Starbucks.
1989. Sub Pop Records. A label from Seattle. Mudhoney, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains. The grunge revolution began. Seattle changed music forever.
David and Jonathan Pungman started Sub Pop with $1,000. The Sub Pop 2000 compilation, Mudhoney, Superfuzz, Big Muff EP. The sound of the Pacific Northwest. Flannel shirts, ripped jeans, Dar Martens, unkempt hair. The grunge look, anti-glam, anti-rig, and the look of a generation. Grunge revolution, Seattle 1991. Nirvana's Nevermind changed everything. The music went mainstream. Alternative became the new rock. Grunge revolution, Pacific Northwest, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, the Seattle sound, a new era in music. Grunge, grunge, the Seattle sound, flannel and distortion. Nirvana's Nevermind, #1 on Billboard. The cover with the swimming baby smells like Teen Spirit. The anthem of a generation. Kurt Cobain's songwriting, raw, emotional, powerful. The voice of disaffected youth. Cobain died in 1994, a tragic end to a brilliant career. Grunge revolution, Seattle 1991. Nirvana's Nevermind changed everything. The music went mainstream. Alternative became the new rock. Grunge revolution, Pacific Northwest, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, the Seattle sound, a new era in music. Distorted guitar, drum fills, feedback, distortion, raw power. The grunge era was short but transformative. 1988 to 1994, just 6 years, but the impact was enormous. Major labels descended on Seattle. Every band with flannel got a deal. The backlash came, the grunge died, but the music lived on. Pearl Jam still toured, Soundgarden reunited. The Seattle sound influenced everything from indie rock to grunge revival. The grunge revolution changed music forever. Grunge revolution, Seattle 1991. Nirvana's Nevermind changed everything. The music went mainstream. Alternative became the new rock. Grunge revolution, Pacific Northwest, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, the Seattle sound, a new era in music. The grunge is gone. The influence remains. Seattle, the Music City.
William Boeing's dream took flight from Lake Union to the world. The Boeing Company, Pacific Northwest giant, aviation pioneer, jet age creator, the company that made Seattle. 1916, the Pacific Aero Products Company built the first Boeing seaplane, renamed Boeing Airplane Company in 1917. Commercial aviation took off after Lindbergh crossed the Atlantic. The Boeing 24-7, the DC-3 competitor, the Stratoliner, the first pressurized airliner. Boeing pushed aviation technology higher, faster, further. The jet age began.
Boeing Aviation,
Seattle's giant, the company that put the world in the sky.
P-26 fighter,
P-17 Fortress,
707, 727, 737, 747. Boeing Aviation,
Everett Factory, the largest building in the world.
the 747 jumbo jet.
The plane that democratized flying.
Boeing, Boeing,
Seattle's pride.
the jet age.
The Boeing 747, the jumbo jet. First flight February 9th, 1969. Pan Am Order 25, the wide-body revolution. Affordable international travel.
The Everett Factory, the largest building. Boeing's wide-body assembly. 747, 777, 87 Dreamliner. Boeing's modern jets. Boeing Aviation, Seattle's giant, the company that put the world in the sky. P-26 fighter, P-17 Fortress, 707, 727, 737, 747. Boeing Aviation, Everett Factory, the largest building in the world. The 747 jumbo jet.
The plane that democratized flying.
Boeing, Boeing,
Seattle's pride.
The jet age,
Engines roar,
Boeing built
the factory runs.
the 737.
The best-selling commercial jet, over 10,000 built. The backbone of modern aviation. Boeing has had its trouble.
737.
Accidents, the grounding, but Boeing remains the aviation giant. The company that put humans on the moon. Neil Armstrong's first step was in a Boeing-built rocket. The lunar model descent engine. Boeing first base, Boeing's reach goes beyond Earth.
Boeing Aviation, Seattle's giant, the company that put the world in the sky. P-26 fighter, B-17 Fortress, 707, 727, 737, 747. Boeing Aviation, Everett Factory, the largest building in the world. The 747 jumbo jet,
The plane that democratized flying. Boeing's future uncertain, but Boeing's past glorious. Seattle's aviation giant, forever flying. (1975) Microsoft, founded in Albuquerque.
Amazon founded in Bellevue.
1994.
Seattle became the tech capital.
The Pacific Northwest Tech Hub. Bill Gates, the Harvard dropout. Paul Allen, his high school friend. Microsoft moved to Bellevue, then Redmond. In 1979, the Windows empire began.
Jeff Bezos left his Wall Street job, drove across the country to Seattle, started Amazon in his Bellevue garage.
1994, the everything stores.
Tech boom Seattle, 1995 onward.
Microsoft.
Amazon, the new giants, the city of software, the city of e-commerce, the Pacific Northwest Tech Hub,
Tech boom Seattle.
infinite growth.
Bill Gates.
Jeff Bezos,
The new titans. Seattle became the cloud capital, the home of the world's biggest tech companies.
cloud computing. Cloud computing.
Jeff Bezos, the new titan. Seattle became the cloud capital, the home of the world's biggest tech companies.
Cloud computing. E-commerce. Seattle Tech.
The South Lake Union neighborhood.
Amazon's new campus.
From mobile houses to glass towers,
Thousands of tech workers.
the neighborhood transformed. Microsoft campus,
Redmond, Amazon spheres.
downtown,
Google,
Facebook, Apple.
all expanding in Seattle.
The tech takeover.
Tech boom Seattle, 1995 onward.
Microsoft.
Amazon, the new giants, the city of software, the city of e-commerce, the Pacific Northwest Tech Hub,
Tech boom Seattle.
infinite growth.
Bill Gates.
Jeff Bezos,
The new titans. Seattle became the cloud capital, the home of the world's biggest tech companies. Code compiles,
servers hum.
tech never sleeps.
The tech boom has changed Seattle,
Old buildings demolished,
gentrificating accelerated.
the homeless crisis worsened.
Traffic became terrible,
But the money flowed in, the downtown skyline transformed.
the South Lake Union neighborhood was completely rebuilt for Amazon.
Seattle is now a tech city,
The Pacific Northwest Tech
the
Hub,
home of Microsoft
Amazon,
and the cloud computing revolution.
the city of the future. Tech boom Seattle, 1995 onward.
Microsoft.
Amazon, the new giants, the city of software, the city of e-commerce, the Pacific Northwest Tech Hub,
Tech boom Seattle.
infinite growth.
Bill Gates.
Jeff Bezos,
The new titans. Seattle became the cloud capital, the home of the world's biggest tech companies. The tech boom continues.
Seattle grows, the Pacific Northwest
Tech hub of the world.
Tech Hub of the world.
Salmon, salmon, the fish of the Pacific Northwest. 5 species swim the rivers of Washington. Coho, Chinook, sockeye, pink, chum, the native food of the Northwest. The salmon of the Salish Sea. The Pacific salmon returned to the rivers where they were born. 3 years later, the migration, the most epic in nature. Upstream, jumping waterfalls, the salmon run. The indigenous
indigenous peoples of the Northwest, the Coast Salish, the Maca, the Lummi have lived on salmon for 10,000 years. The salmon is sacred, the first food of the people. Salmon and sea, the Pacific Northwest, 5 species. The river's gift, the freshest fish in the world, from the rivers to the ocean. Salmon and sea, the native tradition. Celebrate the salmon run, grilled, smoked, baked, raw. The salmon feeds the people. Swim upstream, the salmon run. A cycle of life. Pike Place Market, the fish market, the freshest salmon in America. Whole salmon fillets smoked, the ice displays at the market. Seattle's seafood tradition. Salmon season, the summer months, the runs peak in July and August. The seafood restaurants thrive, Ethan Stowell, Tom Douglas, Seattle seafood chefs. Salmon and sea, the Pacific Northwest, 5 species. The river's gift, the freshest fish in the world, from the rivers to the ocean. Salmon and sea, the native tradition. Celebrate the salmon run, grilled, smoked, baked, raw. The salmon feeds the people. Water sound, the river flows, the salmon jump, the salmon run continues. The salmon faces challenges, dams block the migration. Climate change warms the rivers, the populations decline. The orca depend on salmon. The southern resident killer whales are endangered because of salmon decline. The whole ecosystem is connected. The salmon feed the orcas feed the soul of the Salish Sea. The salmon run is sacred, we must protect it. For the orcas, for the rivers, for the indigenous peoples, for the future of the Pacific Northwest. Salmon and sea, the Pacific Northwest, 5 species. The river's gift, the freshest fish in the world, from the rivers to the ocean. Salmon and sea, the native tradition. Celebrate the salmon run, grilled, smoked, baked, raw. The salmon feeds the people. The salmon swim home. The cycle continues. Pacific Northwest, the salmon's journey.
Rain, the Pacific Northwest rain, 37 inches per year, 150 rainy days. The rain that defines Seattle, the gray sky, the green city. October through May, the rain, the Pacific Northwest marine climate. The Olympics in Cascades catch the rain. Seattle sits in the convergence zone. The rain falls and falls. The locals don't use umbrellas, hooded jackets, casual rain gear. The Seattle uniform, Patagonia, North Face, Ray, born in Seattle. Pacific rain, Seattle's weather, 37 inches a year, 150 rainy days. The green city owes it all to the rain. Pacific rain, the gray sky, the mountain views hidden by clouds. The rain makes Seattle green, the Emerald City, always green. Drip, drip, the rain falls, the constant Pacific rain. Yeah. The smell of rain on dry pavement, petrichor, the earth science term. Seattle smells like wet cedar, wet Douglas fir, wet moss, the forest ecosystem. The cherry blossoms bloom despite the rain. In the spring, the trees turn green. The summer is perfect, a reward for the long rainy winter. Pacific rain, Seattle's weather, 37 inches a year, 150 rainy days. The green city owes it all to the rain. Pacific rain, the gray sky, the mountain views hidden by clouds. The rain makes Seattle green, the Emerald City, always green. Drip, drip, the rain falls, cedar trees, moss covered, the forest drinks. The Seattle rain is gentle, not not torrential, a mist, a drizzle, a constant presence, not like the tropical downpours, not like the Midwest thunderstorms. The Seattle rain is a personality, the gray sky, the cozy indoors, the coffee shop culture, the bookstore culture. The rain drives Seattle indoors, where the culture happens, coffee, books, music, friends. The rain made Seattle the city it is, the emerald city green from the rain. Pacific rain, Seattle's weather 37 inches a year, 150 rainy days. The green city owes it all to the rain. Pacific rain, the gray sky, the mountain views hidden by clouds. The rain makes Seattle green, the emerald city always green. The rain falls, the city drinks. The rain falls, the emerald city.
Nintendo of America, Redmond, Valve, Bellevue, the Pacific Northwest gaming scene. Valve, Nintendo has sparked Northwest gaming culture. A Microsoft's Xbox division, Redmond, Nintendo's North American headquarters. The big three of console gaming all have Pacific Northwest offices. The game industry thrives. Valve, founded in Kirkland, 1996, the Steam platform revolutionized gaming. Half-Life, Counter-Strike, Portal, Valve's games, Valve's platform, the PC gaming giant. Indie game studio, Seattle and beyond, from AAA to indie, the Pacific Northwest gaming scene. Valve, Nintendo, Xbox, Playful Studios, indie game studios, the new wave, smaller teams, bigger ideas, the Pacific Northwest, the video game capital of the world. Code compiles, games launch, the indie spirit. The Indie Mega Booth at PAX, the Penny Arcade Expo, Seattle's gaming convention. Gamers, developers, indie spirit, the Pacific Northwest gaming culture. The idle game, the roguelike, the walking simulator. Indie genres invented here, the Northwest game is static, moody. Upper Sacklick, Melancholy, Upper Sacklick, Melancholy, Upper Sacklick, Melancholy, Upper Sacklick, Melancholy. Indie game studio, Seattle and beyond, from AAA to indie, the Pacific Northwest gaming scene. Valve, Nintendo, Xbox, Playful Studios, indie game studios, the new wave, smaller teams, bigger ideas. The Pacific Northwest, the video game capital of the world. Code compiles, games launch, the indie spirit. Beep, boop, the game begins. Level 1, the player enters, the indie spirit lives. The Pacific Northwest gaming culture is unique in the world. The moody weather inspires moody games. Gone Home, Firewatch, Life is Strange, atmospheric games from the rainy Northwest. The indie spirit thrives here, where Microsoft, Nintendo, Valve coexist with small indie teams and coffee shops. The gaming capital of the world, where words are built, where stories are told. The Pacific Northwest gaming scene is alive and well. Indie game studio, Seattle and beyond, from AAA to indie, the Pacific Northwest gaming scene. Valve, Nintendo, Xbox, Playful Studios, indie game studios, the new wave, smaller teams, bigger ideas. The Pacific Northwest, the video game capital of the world. Game over. Continue. The indie spirit. Pacific Northwest.
Mount Rainier, 14,411 feet. The volcano that looms over Seattle. The Cascades, the Olympics, the water. The outdoor lifestyle of the Pacific Northwest. Hiking, kayaking, climbing, skiing. Mount Rainier National Park, established 1899. 5 major rivers originate from the mountain. The source of Seattle's water, the volcano that defines the region. The Wonderland Trail, 93 miles around the mountain. A pilgrimage for hikers, the wildflowers in August. The Supalpine Meadows. Outdoor lifestyle, Pacific Northwest, Mount Rainier, the Cascades, the Olympics. Hiking, kayaking, climbing, skiing. The Pacific Northwest outdoor culture. Outdoor lifestyle, Nation, the co-op founded in Seattle. Every weekend into the mountains, the outdoor soul of Seattle. Climb, hike, paddle, ski, the outdoor life. The Puget Sound, 17,000 miles of shoreline to explore. Kayaking, sailing, paddleboarding, the inland sea of the Pacific Northwest. The water is everywhere. The San Juan Islands, the Olympic Peninsula, the Cascades, the volcanoes, the evergreen forests. Every direction, wilderness.
lifestyle, Pacific Northwest, Mount Rainier, the Cascades, the Olympics, hiking, kayaking, climbing, skiing, the Pacific Northwest outdoor culture. Outdoor lifestyle, Rei Nation, the co-op founded in Seattle. Every weekend into the mountains, the outdoor soul of Seattle.
Soft folk, mountain wind sounds, a mountain calls, the trail beckons, the outdoor life.
Seattle is the ultimate outdoor city. Mountains in every direction, water in every direction, the Puget Sound,
Lake Washington,
Mount Rainier,
the Cascades.
the city is built for outdoor recreation. Patagonia, North Face, Rei, the outdoor brands. Oh, and Count here, the Pacific Northwest is where America goes to play. The outdoor lifestyle, the PNW soul. Outdoor lifestyle, Pacific Northwest, Mount Rainier, the Cascades, the Olympics, hiking, kayaking, climbing, skiing, the Pacific Northwest outdoor culture. Outdoor lifestyle, Rei Nation, the co-op founded in Seattle. Every weekend and into the mountains, the outdoor soul of Seattle. The mountain stands, the trail waits, the Pacific Northwest, forever outdoor.
Johnny Allen Hendrix, born November 27, 1942. Seattle's Rainier Valley, the kid who would become Jimmy, the greatest guitarist of all time. His father, Al Hendrix, changed his name to James Marshall, Jimmy. As his mother called him, a troubled childhood, parents divorced. He was quiet, observant, listening. The guitar would become his voice. Left-handed, played a right-handed guitar flipped upside down. The Stratocaster became his signature. The psychedelic sound was born. The feedback, the distortion, the innovation.
Jimi Hendrix.
From Seattle to the world, the greatest guitarist who ever lived.
Purple Haze,
Voodoo Child, the Woodstock Anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Jimi Hendrix.
Seattle's gift to music, a short life, a long legacy. Died at 27, but his music lives on forever. Are you experienced? The Jimi Hendrix Experience. The Jimi Hendrix Experience, 1966, Cash Chandler. The Animals bassist brought Jimmy to London. Nola Redding, bass. Mitch Mitchell, drums. The trio that changed music. The Monterey Pop Festival, 1967. The burning guitar, the feedback. The moment the world noticed Jimmy. The album Are You Experienced? #1 in the UK.
Jimi Hendrix.
From Seattle to the world, the greatest guitarist who ever lived.
Purple Haze,
Voodoo Child, the Woodstock Anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Jimi Hendrix.
Seattle's gift to music, a short life, a long legacy. Died at 27, but his music lives on forever. Jimi Hendrix, the Jimi Hendrix Experience. The guitar screams, a wah-wah pedal, a psychedelic sound. Jimmy died September 18th, 1970, London, age 27, the 27 Club. A life cut short, but a legacy eternal. The Jimi Hendrix Museum at Mopop, the statue on Capitol Hill, the grave at Renton, the music, the influence, the legend. Jimi Hendrix, the Seattle kid who changed music forever. The greatest guitarist of all time, from the Rainier Valley to the world.
Jimi Hendrix.
From Seattle to the world, the greatest guitarist who ever lived.
Purple Haze,
Voodoo Child, the Woodstock Anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Jimi Hendrix.
Seattle's gift to music, a short life, a long legacy. Died at 27, but his music lives on forever. Jimmy's guitar still sings. The Seattle kid, the world remembers.
Jimi Hendrix.
Forever,
Jimi Hendrix.
forever.
February 20th, 1967, Aberdeen, Washington. Kurt Donald Cobain born, the kid from the Pacific Northwest, who would change music.
Difficult childhood, parents divorced. Moved between homes, the rebel, the outsider found music, found an escape. The guitar was his voice.
to Seattle, met Chris Novoselic, 1987. Nirvana formed, Dave Grohl joined in 1990. The lineup that changed music, the grunge explosion. Kurt Cobain and Nirvana, from Aberdeen to the world. Nevermind, 1991, the album that ended hair metal. Kurt Cobain, the voice of a generation, smells like Teen Spirit. The anthem died at 27, the tragic end of the grunge era. Here we are now, entertain us.
Nevermind, released September 24th, 1991. #1 on Billboard, the swimming baby on the cover. The album that defined a generation, the mainstream breakthrough.
MTV played Smells Like Teen Spirit. The teenagers of America found grunge. Nirvana became the biggest band, but Kurt hated the fame. The pressure was too much. Kurt Cobain and Nirvana, from Aberdeen to the world. Nevermind, 1991, the album that ended hair metal. Kurt Cobain, the voice of a generation, smells like Teen Spirit. The anthem died at 27, the tragic end of the grunge era. The grunge sound, the voice of disaffected youth, the anthem of a generation.
April 5th, 1994, found dead in his Seattle home.
Suicide, the world mourned. The end of the grunge era, the end of the voice of a generation. But the music lived on. Pearl Jam continued, Soundgarden reunited. The grunge influence remains. Kurt Cobain, the Aberdeen kid who changed music, who died too young, but his music will never die. The Nirvana legacy. Kurt Cobain and Nirvana, from Aberdeen to the world. Nevermind, 1991, the album that ended hair metal. Kurt Cobain, the voice of a generation, smells like Teen Spirit. The anthem died at 27, the tragic end of the grunge era. Here we are now, entertain us. Kurt Cobain, the voice of a generation, forever. Forever. 1971, 2000 Western Avenue, Pike Place Market. The original store, the first Starbucks, the beginning. 3 friends, 1 dream, the coffee empire.
Jerry Baldwin, Zev Siegel, Gordon Boker, 3 friends who loved coffee. Inspired by Alfred Pete's roasting, opened a small store in Seattle, sold whole bean coffee. The first Starbucks sold coffee beans, not drinks, just beans. The customers ground the coffee at home. The first store's equipment, 2 bun grinders, a coffee roaster.
First Starbucks, Pike Place Market, 1971, the beginning. 3 friends, 1 store. The coffee revolution started here. First Starbucks, the original. The wooden floors, the green and white. The siren logo, the original.
The store that started it all. Coffee, beans, the perfect roast. Starbucks. The original store is still there.
Pike Place Market,
2000 Western. The address, the original signage, a pilgrimage site for coffee lovers. The store that started the empire. Howard Schultz visited in 1981. Shocked that Italians paid more for espresso. Bought the company in 1987. The rest is coffee history. Lattes, frappuccinos, the global empire.
First Starbucks, Pike Place Market, 1971, the beginning. 3 friends, 1 store. The coffee revolution started here. First Starbucks, the original. The wooden floors, the green and white. The siren logo, the original.
The store that started it all.
Soft acoustic, coffee shop and beyond.
The grinder hums, the espresso steams, the coffee aroma. The original store still operates, same wooden floor, same location. A small store in a market, tourists line up for the experience. The original Starbucks experience. The story of coffee, the American coffee dream. Started with 3 friends in a small store in Seattle. The first Starbucks, the beginning of everything, the original forever.
First Starbucks, Pike Place Market, 1971. The beginning, 3 friends, 1 store. The coffee revolution started here. First Starbucks, the original. The wooden floors, the green and white. The siren logo, the original. The store that started it all.
The original store still serves coffee. The dream continues. First Starbucks, the beginning.
$14,411 feet, the volcano that dominates the skyline. Mount Rainier, the Toma, the mountain that watches Seattle, the highest peak in the Cascades. The Native American name, take a bet. The great mountain, the Coast Salish people's sacred peak. The source of 5 major rivers, the mountain of many waters. Mount Rainier National Park, established in 1899. The 5th national park in the US, a wilderness of glaciers and old-growth forests. Mount Rainier, Seattle's mountain, the volcano that watches over us. The source of rivers, the highest peak in the Cascades. Mount Rainier, the glacier mountain, 26 named glaciers. The wildflower meadows in summer, the snow-covered peak year-round. Mount Rainier, eternal. The mountain stands, the clouds swirl, the Tohomo watches. The volcano is active. Last eruption was in 1894. A future eruption would devastate the Puget Sound region. The Lahar flows would be catastrophic. Yet the mountain draws climbers. Thousands attempt the summit each year. The 14,000-foot climb, glaciers, crevices, weather. The most dangerous climb in the lower 48. Mount Rainier, Seattle's mountain, the volcano that watches over us. The source of rivers, the highest peak in the Cascades. Mount Rainier, the glacier mountain, 26 named glaciers. The wildflower meadows in summer, the snow-covered peak year-round. Mount Rainier, eternal. Soft wind on the mountain, the wind blows, the snow falls, the mountain stands. Mount Rainier is more than a mountain. It is the soul of the Pacific Northwest. A volcano that could destroy, a mountain that gives life. The rivers, the forests, the wildlife. The mountain watches over Seattle, visible from the city on clear days. The mountain is always there, the eternal Tahoma. The mountain of the people, forever watching, forever present. Mount Rainier. The highest peak in the Cascades. Mount Rainier, the glacier mountain, 26 named glaciers. The wildflower meadows in summer, the snow-covered peak year-round. Mount Rainier, eternal. The mountain stands, the Tohomo eternal. Mount Rainier, forever watching over Seattle.
6 a.m. at Pike Place Market. The market before the tourists arrive. The vendors set up their stalls, the first customers, the regulars. The real Pike Place before the crowds. The
fish market opens first. The salmon is being unloaded. The catch of the day, the ice displays are being filled. The morning routine begins. The
Flower vendors arrange their bouquets. The produce sellers stack the vegetables. The craft vendors unlock their stalls. The morning ritual, Pike Place before the chaos.
Pike Place sunrise, the awakening, the market before the tourists, the vendors, the regulars, the locals, the real heart of Seattle. Pike Place sunrise, 6 a.m., the aroma of fresh bread, the shout of the fishmonger, the morning of the market.
The market wakes, the vendors call.
Pike Place,
Alive,
Pike Place,
alive. The first coffee shops open. The original Starbucks line forms. Early morning regulars. The city starts to stir.
Pike Place leads the way.
The craftspeople, the artists, setting up their booths. The jewelers, the woodworkers, the painters, the photographers. The Pike Place community.
Pike Place sunrise, the awakening, the market before the tourists, the vendors, the regulars, the locals, the real heart of Seattle. Pike Place sunrise, 6 a.m., the aroma of fresh bread, the shout of the fishmonger, the morning of the market.
Suffolk.
Morning sounds.
The bell rings, the fish flies, the market roars to life.
Pike Place is more than a tourist attraction. It is a living, working market. The vendors who have sold here for decades. The farmers who drive in from eastern Washington.
The fishmongers who know the boats.
The craftspeople who make their art.
The community of Pike Place,
The market that never sleeps.
117 years old.
The oldest continually operating farmers market in the United States.
Pike Place,
The heart of Seattle.
forever. Pike Place sunrise, the awakening, the market before the tourists, the vendors, the regulars, the locals, the real heart of Seattle. Pike Place sunrise, 6 a.m., the aroma of fresh bread, the shout of the fishmonger, the morning of the market.
The sun rises. Pike Place wakes. The market of Seattle. Forever.
Capitol Hill, Seattle's vibrant neighborhood. The heart of Seattle. Bars, music venues, restaurants. The neighborhood that never sleeps. The soul of the city. Broadway, the main drag bars and restaurants line the street. The gay bars of Capitol Hill. The neighborhood where everyone is welcome. The inclusive heart of Seattle. The music venues, the Crocodile, the Showbox where Nirvana played their early shows, where Pearl Jam got their start. The indie rock heart of Seattle. Capitol Hill, the music neighborhood. Capitol Hill night, the neighborhood comes alive. The LSU heart of Seattle. The bars, the music, the people, the inclusive Pacific Northwest. Capitol Hill night, Broadway lights, the neighborhood that never sleeps. The most diverse neighborhood in Seattle. The Capitol Hill magic. Neon lights, bar music, the night is young. Cal Dennison Park, the heart of the neighborhood. The reflection pool, the playfields, the community gathering place. Pride parade goes through here. Seattle Pride, every June. The coffee shops, the bookstores, Elliott Bay Book Company. The Later Reed Neighborhood Volunteer Park, the conservatory, the high school, the library. Capitol Hill night, the neighborhood comes alive. The LSU heart of Seattle, the bars, the music, the people, the inclusive Pacific Northwest. Capitol Hill night, Broadway lights, the neighborhood that never sleeps. The most diverse neighborhood in Seattle. The Capitol Hill magic. Drink, dance, laugh. The night belongs to Capitol Hill. Capitol Hill is the Seattle of stories, the neighborhood where everyone belongs. The LT community built it, the music scene was born here. The artists, the activists, the dreamers, the most politically pressured neighborhood, the counterculture of Seattle. Capitol Hill is where Seattle goes to be itself, the neighborhood that never judges, the heart of progressive Seattle, the Capitol Hill. Capitol Hill night, the neighborhood comes alive, the LT heart of Seattle, the bars, the music, the people, the inclusive Pacific Northwest. Capitol Hill night, Broadway lights, the neighborhood that never sleeps, the most diverse neighborhood in Seattle, the Capitol Hill magic. The night ends, the morning comes, Capitol Hill sleeps and wakes again.
Rain on the window, the cozy sound, the Pacific Northwest, gray sky outside, a coffee shop in the University District, the fire in the fireplace, the rain on the window. Yeah. The University of Washington, the U District, the University neighborhood, avid the coffee shops, avid the bookstores, the intellectual heart of Seattle. The rain falls on the sidewalk, the students hurry past with hoods up, the bookstore customers linger, the coffee shop is warm, the rain, the perfect excuse to stay in. Rain on windows, cozy Pacific Northwest, the fire in the fireplace, the coffee in a cup, the book in the hand. Rain on windows, the perfect day, the gray sky, the warm room, the rain never bothers us. We were born for this weather. Drip, drip, the rainfall, the fire crackles, the coffee steam, the used bookstores, the antique shops, the vintage clothing stores, the U District's intellectual vibe, the students, the professors, the thinkers of Seattle. The rainy day is the perfect day to read, to think, to write. The Seattle intellectual tradition, Charles Dickens in the rain, the cozy indoor culture. Rain on windows, cozy Pacific. Rain on windows, cozy Pacific Northwest, the fire in the fireplace, the coffee in the cup, the book in the hand. Rain on windows, the perfect day, the gray sky, the warm room, the rain never bothers us. We were born for this weather. Drip, drip, the rain falls, the fire crackles, the perfect day. The Pacific Northwest rainy day is the world's most productive weather. The rain drives us indoors, where the great ideas come. Microsoft, Amazon, Boeing, all built in the Pacific Northwest rain. The gray sky is the canvas, the rain is the inspiration. The cozy indoor culture is the Pacific Northwest advantage. We don't mind the rain made us who we are. The Seattle rainy day. Rain on windows, cozy Pacific Northwest, the fire in the fireplace, the coffee in the cup, the book in the hand. Rain on windows, the perfect day, the gray sky, the warm room, the rain never bothers us. We were born for this weather. The rain continues, the fire burns, the perfect day, the Pacific Northwest. The sun setting over the Puget Sound, the Olympic mountains in the distance, the ferry crossing the water, the orange and pink sky, the Pacific Northwest golden hour, the Seattle waterfront, Elliott Bay, looking west across the water. The ferries coming and going, Bainbridge, Bremerton, Kingston, the water traffic of the Sound. The sunset over the Olympics, the mountains turn pink, the water reflects the sky, the most beautiful sunset, the Pacific Northwest magic. Puget Sound sunset, the golden hour, the Olympic mountains turn pink, the ferries cross the water, the sky is on fire. Puget Sound sunset, the most beautiful, the water, the mountains, the sky, the Pacific Northwest golden hour, the magic of a sound. Down, 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 down. The sun sets,
The sky glows, the water reflects the Alki Beach sunset, the West Seattle Peninsula. Looking back at the Seattle skyline, the Space Needle, the downtown, the most photographed sunset in Seattle. The golden hour photographers capture the magic. The sky, the water, the city, the most beautiful time, the Pacific Northwest evening. Puget Sound sunset, the golden hour, the Olympic mountains turn pink. The ferries cross the water, the sky is on fire. Puget Sound sunset, the most beautiful, the water, the mountains, the sky, the Pacific Northwest golden hour, the magic of the sound. Down, 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 down. Soft folk, water lapping, the ferry horn, the water gurgles, the sun sets slowly. The Pacific Northwest sunset is different from anywhere else. The mountains, the water, the sky, the combination is unique. The golden hour here lasts for hours. The mountains glow, the water reflects, the whole world is golden. The Puget Sound sunset, the Olympic mountains, the Pacific Northwest magic, the most beautiful sunset in the lower 48. The Pacific Northwest forever golden. Puget Sound sunset, the golden hour, the Olympic mountains turn pink. The ferries cross the water, the sky is on fire. Puget Sound sunset, the most beautiful, the water, the mountains, the sky, the Pacific Northwest golden hour, the magic of the sound. Down, 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 down. The sun sets, the mountains glow, the Puget Sound magic, the Pacific Northwest forever golden.
The Space Needle, lit up at night, LED lights changing colors, the saucer in the sky, the most photographed building, the symbol of Seattle at night. The Space Needle at sunset, the orange and pink sky, the needle silhouetted, the most beautiful hour, the Pacific Northwest evening. The LED lights come on, the needle transforms, the white lights, the color lights, the rotating restaurant, the Seattle Center at night. Space Needle lights, Seattle at night, the saucer glowing in the dark, the most beautiful landmark, the Seattle skyline at night. Space Needle lights, the UFO in the sky, the needle that became our symbol, the Seattle Center, the space age dream still glowing after 60 years. Glow, glow, the needle glows, Seattle. Glow, glow, a needle glows, Seattle at night. The chili garden next door, the glass art also lit up, the Seattle Center at night, the Opera House, Mopop, the cultural heart of Seattle. The monorail passes by, the AMP building glows, the International Fountain, the Pacific Science Center, the Seattle Center Complex. Space Needle lights, Seattle at night, the saucer glowing in the dark, the most beautiful landmark, the Seattle skyline at night. Space Needle lights, the UFO in the sky, the needle that became our symbol, the Seattle Center, the space age dream still glowing after 60 years. Soft scent, hot city night, the city hums, the lights glow, the night is alive. The Space Needle at night is the most photographed view from Cary Park, from Alki Beach, from the waterfront, the Seattle skyline. line. The needle, the downtown, the mountains, the most beautiful city view. The Space Needle at night, the most beautiful landmark, the symbol of the city. The Seattle Space Needle, eternal, glowing. The Pacific Northwest icon, the Space Needle. Space Needle lights Seattle at night. The stars are glowing in the dark, the most beautiful landmark, the Seattle skyline at night. Space Needle lights the UFO in the sky, the needle that became our symbol. The Seattle Center, the space age dream still glowing after 60 years. The needle glows, the city sleeps, the Space Needle forever glowing.
The Seattle Bainbridge Island ferry, 35 minutes across the Puget Sound. The most beautiful commute in America, orca whales, the Olympic Mountains, the ferry ride of the Pacific Northwest. The ferry leaves from Pier 52, downtown Seattle. The Coleman Dock, the Washington State Ferries, the largest ferry system in the U.S., the Rainbridge Island route. The ferry departs, the horn blows, the Olympic Mountains ahead, the Seattle skyline behind, the Puget Sound waters, the most beautiful commute.
Bainbridge Ferry across the Puget Sound, 35 minutes up Pacific Northwest.
The Olympic Mountains in the distance, the Seattle skyline receding.
Bainbridge Ferry, the island escape, the commuters, the tourists, the locals.
The ferry ride of the Pacific Northwest, the most beautiful commute in America. The ferry horn, the water lapping, the mountain view. The orca whales sometimes appear, the southern resident killer whales, their black fins cutting the water, the most magical ferry ride, the orcas of the Salish Sea. The seagulls follow the ferry, the seals pop up their heads, the Rainbridge Island approaching, the small town feel, the escape from the city across the water.
Bainbridge Ferry across the Puget Sound, 35 minutes up Pacific Northwest. The Olympic Mountains in the distance, the Seattle skyline receding. Bainbridge Ferry, the island escape, the commuters, the tourists, the locals.
The ferry ride of the Pacific Northwest, the most beautiful commute in America. Suffolk, water sounds, the ferry glides, the water parts, the mountain view. The Rainbridge Ferry is more than transportation. It is a Pacific Northwest experience. The 35-minute meditation, the commute, the escape, the ritual. The ferry is the soul of the sound, the water, the mountains, the islands, the Seattle way of life, the ferry commute. The Rainbridge Ferry, forever part of Seattle, forever part of the Pacific Northwest, the ferry.
Bainbridge Ferry across the Puget Sound, 35 minutes up Pacific Northwest. The Olympic Mountains in the distance, the Seattle skyline receding. Bainbridge Ferry, the island escape, the commuters, the tourists, the locals.
The ferry ride of the Pacific Northwest, the most beautiful commute in America. Ferry arrives, the mountains wait, the Rainbridge escape, the Pacific Northwest.
Seattle then and Seattle now, from logging town to tech metropolis, 170 years of transformation. The Emerald City, the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, the city of the future. 1851, the Denny Party, the first white settlers at Alki Beach. The native Duwamish people were already here. The Seattle we know was built on their land. The history is complicated. Logging, fishing, mining, the first industries of Seattle. The raw materials sent south, the railroads arrived in the 1890s. The Klondike Gold Rush brought wealth. Seattle then and Seattle now, from logging town to tech metropolis. The transformation of the city, from the Klondike Gateway to the tech capital. Seattle then and Seattle now, Microsoft, Amazon, Boeing. The grunge revolution, the tech revolution, the Pacific Northwest transformation. The Emerald City, always changing. Then now, Seattle transforms. The Great Fire of 1889, the Klondike Gold Rush of 1897, the Boeing Company, the wartime boom, the grunge revolution of the 1990s, the tech boom of the 2000s, the Space Needle, the Pike Place Market, the Pioneer Square, the stadiums, the Seattle Center, the waterfront, the neighborhoods of Seattle. The transformation continues. Seattle then and Seattle now, from logging town to tech metropolis. The transformation of the city, from the Klondike Gateway to the tech capital. Seattle then and Seattle now, Microsoft, Amazon, Boeing. The grunge revolution, the tech revolution, the Pacific Northwest transformation. The Emerald City, always changing. Past, the present, Seattle. My grandmother came to Seattle as a young bride in the 1940s. She watched the city transform from a Boeing town to a tech capital. She said Seattle was always changing, but always the same. The mountains always there, the water always there, the rain always there. The Seattle spirit, the Pacific Northwest soul. My grandmother, the transformation, the Emerald City. Seattle then and Seattle now, from logging town to tech metropolis. The transformation of the city, from the Klondike Gateway to the tech capital. Seattle then and Seattle now, Microsoft, Amazon, Boeing. The grunge revolution, the tech revolution, the Pacific Northwest transformation. The Emerald City, always changing. Seattle, the Emerald City, forever changing. Forever changing, forever the same.
Seattle, Seattle, the Emerald City, the Pacific Northwest gem, the city of mountains and water, the home of the future. From the first Duwamish villages to the Denny Party at Alki, from the logging camps to the Boeing factory, from the grunge revolution to the tech boom. Seattle, the city of transformation, the Space Needle, the Pike Place Market, the Smith Tower, the Pioneer Square, the neighborhoods of Capitol Hill, Bala, Fremont, the diversity of the city, the Pacific Northwest mosaic. Seattle, forever, the Emerald City, the Pacific Northwest, the city of Boeing, Microsoft, Amazon, the home of Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain. Seattle, forever, the city of grunge, the city of tech, the home of Starbucks, the outdoor life. Seattle, forever, the Emerald City, eternal, the city I love, the city I will always love. Forever, Seattle, forever the Pacific Northwest, forever, forever the Emerald City. The rain falls on the city, the mountains stand watch, the ferries cross the sound and swim the rivers,
the Seattle way of life.
The University of Washington, the research institutions, the hospitals, the biotech, the thinkers of the Pacific Northwest, the intellectual heart. Seattle forever, the Emerald City, the Pacific Northwest, the city of Boeing, Microsoft, Amazon, the home of Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain. Seattle forever, the city of grunge, the city of tech, the home of Starbucks, the outdoor life. Seattle forever, the Emerald City, eternal, the city I love, the city I will always love.
Forever Seattle, forever the Pacific Northwest, forever the Emerald City. Seattle, Seattle, forever.
When I am old, when I am gone, Seattle will still be here. The Space Needle still pointing to the sky. The Pike Place Market still feeding the city. The ferry still crossing the Sound. The rain still falling on the green city.
The mountains still watching, the water still flowing. Seattle, the eternal, the Pacific Northwest, the home of my heart, the city of my soul. Seattle forever, the Emerald City forever.
Seattle forever, the Emerald City, the Pacific Northwest, the city of Boeing, Microsoft, Amazon, the home of Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain. Seattle forever, the city of grunge, the city of tech, the home of Starbucks, the outdoor life. Seattle forever, the Emerald City, eternal, the city I love,
the city I will always love.
Seattle,
the Emerald Seattle forever.